guys, so a lot of you wanted to see the Modern Renaissance palette dupe, that is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palette, which I had shown on my Insta stories. And I also have the Makeup Revolution concealer, which is the dupe of the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and all of you wanted to see these two in a tutorial, so I thought of creating this look together. And also I have a bunch of new products from Pixi, the liquid lips and the fairy lights and the highlighter. So yeah, if you would like to see this look and know more about these products, then keep on watching. I have prepped my skin with the Givenchy Global Youth Silky Sheer Cream. I have used this as a primer, and then I have used the Givenchy Mattisime Velvet Foundation, and this is 05 Matte Honey. So already done my base, and we will go on to the concealer directly. So the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour Concealer. This comes in 18 shades and is priced at £4. It's like really affordable, and many YouTubers have compared it to Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, that it's a dupe of Tarte Shape Tape. Now I don't have Tarte Shape Tape, but I have seen comparison videos of a few YouTubers, and I don't think it's a dupe. Well, Tarte Shape Tape is like super high coverage. This is medium to full coverage. It's buildable, but it's not as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape. And Tarte Shape Tape is like very matte and very drying, and it does not crease at all. This one is on the creamier side. It's not as drying as the Tarte Shape Tape, but it does crease a bit. Like you have to set it with powder, and you have to make sure that you remove all the creases before you set it with powder, because this one is on the creamier side and hence it does crease. But is it good? It's amazing. For the price, I think it's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. And in India, though it's priced at $575 or $550, it's a little more than the £4 in UK obviously. And you can get it on hokmakeup.com. They don't have all 18 shades, but I think they have 13 to 14 shades, which is like pretty good. And they deliver in about 4 days, and I am in the shade C7. Now guessing the shade was a little difficult, and this is slightly lighter for me, but since I use it for my under eye area, I don't mind it. And yeah, it's pretty good. I'll just say match your shade perfectly. That is the little issue. That is always the issue when you shop a foundation or concealer online. And it's 3.4 ml, so the quantity is half than that of Tarte Shape Tape. The applicator is exactly like the Tarte Shape Tape. It's a broad wand, so it's like exactly like Tarte Shape Tape, and it covers like a good amount of area under your eyes. Price wise, it's like 1/4 or 1/5 of Tarte Shape Tape, so for the price it's absolutely amazing, and I do recommend it. And if you ask me if it's a dupe of Tarte Shape Tape, no, it's not exactly a dupe of Tarte Shape Tape. If you're expecting that level of coverage and crease proof concealer, then this is not that. You will have to go for Tarte Shape Tape if you're expecting that. So yeah, let's conceal. Take my concealer wand once and use it. I didn't even dip it twice. It holds a lot of product together, and you don't need to dip it again and again, and it's like very good in coverage, so you don't need a lot of it. My area has got really dry these days, and I'm getting a lot of creasing and lines on my inner eye area. Sometimes forget to use an eye cream. Somehow I don't like regularly use an eye cream. I think I'll need to do that now. Super fast, so now it's a little difficult to blend, so make sure you blend it quickly. I would suggest doing one eye at a time. Now it does emphasize the dryness in my inner eye area, because even though it's creamy, once it sets, it's like a little matte, but not as matte as the Tarte Shape Tape if you compare the two. And with my concealer, as you can see, it's a little lighter, so you can see the center part of my face highlighted and lighter, but once we set it with the yellow powder and bronze up a bit, it will balance out. So I'm using the PAC High Definition Banana Powder to set the under eye. Beauty blender. Make sure there are no lines when you set your concealer, otherwise the powder will set the lines and the creases. On my face, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette, the bronzer side. My blush, I'm using the Makeup Forever Sculpting blush in 20. To the highlight, I have been dying to try this out. This is the Pixi Glowy Glossamer Duo in Delicate Dew. I saw Tarte use this recently and she was raving about it, and it looks gorgeous. Just look at this. I think I'll be mixing both of the highlighters. I know my under eye area still looks a little light, but it will balance out once we do the eyeshadow. It is on the slightly chunkier side, but it's very pretty. It's quite pretty. It gives like a wet look to the skin, but it is slightly on the chunkier side. It's not as fine as the previous highlighter, which was in collaboration with Aspen Ovard. I love the sunset shade from that. I use that almost on an everyday basis. Very soft and subtle highlight, then you won't like this. But if you like that blinding, glowing highlight, then you will love this. And I'll set the whole face with the Pixi Glow Mist. I'm almost on the end of it and I love this. Thankfully I have a backup. Lightly go over everything with the Beauty Blender. I'll do my eyebrows off camera and then we'll move on to the eyes. Now moving on to the eyes, I'm using this Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palette in Rose in the Air. Now I had shown this palette on my Insta stories and all of you wanted to know more about this palette. Now this is an exact dupe of Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Anastasia Modern Renaissance is like $42 and this is like $4-5. This is priced at $4.99 here in India on Nykaa. And I absolutely love this palette. Look how gorgeous the shades are. The shades are exactly like the Modern Renaissance palette. I think one or two shades might be slightly different, but more or less on the same tone. I'll just show you a swatch comparison. All the shades are like pretty similar, and the quality of the eyeshadows is amazing. It might not be as pigmented as the Anastasia Modern Renaissance because that is obviously Anastasia is an high-end brand and this is drugstore, but for drugstore the quality is absolutely amazing. All the swatches here are just one time. I'll just show you all the swatches. They are just one swipe each and without any primer or anything underneath. The Modern Renaissance palette, but you found it too expensive, then you can definitely go for this. And even if you haven't tried Modern Renaissance and don't like that palette, I still suggest checking out this palette because it's amazing for the price. For $4.99 you get 10 shades and this is like a steal for $4.99. I mean, you should get your hands on it right now before it goes out of stock. I'm loving this palette. So yeah, let's quickly start with the look. We have two big pans here which are the transition shades. This is slightly more cool tone and this is more warm tone depending on what look you are going for. I'll go with this first in my crease. The palette is slightly powdery, but you just need to tap off the excess and you will be good. but they are very easy to blend and pigmented, and I'm in love with this palette. I can't rave about it enough. Do you see that pigmentation? My god, I just dipped my brush in the pan. Orangey shade here, burnt orange shade. Add that in the crease too for a hint of orange. It's like super pigmented, so you won't need to go twice, and don't use too much of it unless you're going for an orangey look. On my lid, I'll take this deep pink shade and I'll use it on the inner and outer corners because I'm going for a halo eye. Leave the center part bare because you will be adding another gold shade there in a halo or spotlight eye. And make sure you blend the shadows and join the two so that there is no gap in between the two shadows and there is a seamless blending. I'll take a little bit of the concealer on the end and go with this brush at the center so that we can stick the spotlight. This gold shade here at the center. So much of a difference when you use a concealer as a base, otherwise the colors don't show up that well because the colors are lighter. Now make sure you blend the edges out so that it doesn't look like a stark spotlight shade. Highlight my brow bone. I'll go with this white shade here to highlight and clean up the edges. And use the same orange and this pink on my lower lash line. Of this brown also on the lower lash line because pink on the lower lash line doesn't always look very good. I'll use the same highlight that I used on my face from Pixi. Beautiful for highlighting the inner corners. Whenever you are going for a matte eye look, you can go for a slightly shimmery highlight. If you are going for a total shimmery look, avoid shimmery highlight and go for a matte highlight so that there's not too much of shimmer. Fun part, I have been waiting for this moment. I have the Pixi Fairy Lights. These are Stila Magnificent Metals Dupe. And I have two shades here. This is Sunray and this is Crystalline. Now this is silver and this is more on the gold side, so I'll be using this since I have gold eye, and I'll just add it on top of my spotlight. Do you see that? It looks stunning. for this to dry. I'll keep my eyes like down until then. So I quickly just tightline and line my eyes a bit. I didn't go for a winged liner, just a normal small thin liner on top. And for my waterline, I'm using this PAC Kohl in Skin. This is the new long-lasting kohl pencil, which is the new launch. So I'm using the Givenchy base mascara Perfecto, which is like a mascara primer, and the Noir Interdate mascara on top. So I'll use the primer first. Bend it, makes it like pretty convenient. I have these two new matte liquid lipsticks from Pixi. These are called Matte Last Liquid Lip, and this is Prettiest Pink and this is Evening Rose. I think I'll go with a more neutral shade and not a bright pink because my eyes are bright, so I'll go with Evening Rose. So like in the best of 2017 video of Tarte, so I know that these liquid lips are like really nice, so I was looking forward to trying them out. It's pretty good. These are like super creamy and pigmented and feel really good on the lips. I think the formula is pretty similar to the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, but I will update you guys more in the info box below on how long it lasts and how it fares through the day. For the look, this is the finished look. I hope you like it. I pretty much loved everything I used today. I highly recommend the concealer and the Wet n Wild palette. The Wet n Wild palette is absolutely amazing and you should definitely get your hands on it. And I also loved all the Pixi products. The highlighter I like, but it is slightly on the chunkier side, so if you like subtle highlights, then you won't like it, but if you like blinding glowing highlight, then you will absolutely love it. The fairy lights I am loving, I'm digging for it, and the matte last liquid lip are like absolutely amazing. Must have things from this video are the Pixi matte last liquid lip, the Pixi fairy lights which are the dupe for the Stila Magnificent Metals, and the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palette which is the dupe of Modern Renaissance. I recommend these three products, like I highly recommend them and I'm loving them. I'm absolutely going to wear them a lot more often. Let me know if you would like to see more eyeshadow looks with the Wet n Wild Color Icon palette, and I will absolutely do that for you. Please hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.